Market vitals, the levels you need to triage the market, Matt. Hey, Matt, I finally saw the Bill Burr stand up.
Isn't it great?
Dude.
Like I'm telling you, it's another level of Bill Burr.
He was on fire.
Yeah.
And the Dick Broom comment about the mustache. Lynn said, I wish I would have known that, because I think I could have ended your handlebar mustache a lot earlier than it stuck around. Big week, man. We got a big week here. Please retweet the broadcast right now. If you're watching on Twitter, expend the 1.5 calories that it would cost you to retweet this, please. And if you're watching it late night tonight, please do the same. Retweet. That's all we look for is retweet.
Reteat. Yeah.
Reteat. Yeah. Reteat. The clown world continues to deliver, but the pushback continues also, Matt, as Joe Rogan shreds Bill Gates. It's just a schoolyard romping. Just, get on him and just shut up.
Stop talking to us about health with your skinny arms, your soy tits, and your, weak ass belly.
You get to shut up. That's what you get. A lot of romping around in the Twitter sphere about the old days on the floor, and people, you would have made so much money on the floor, Matt, with all the prop bets around food and food consumption, because I think in the 25 years that I was there, I think maybe one paid. Maybe one person actually did. Well, I lost 10 cases of Heineken on a dude that said he could eat 12 Big Macs.
How long?
I think he had 45 minutes or a half hour.
And he couldn't do it.
He puked after 8 and closed down the McDonald's, the Union Station McDonald's. I mean, they had to clear the place because he absolutely.
I think 12 and 45 is really all about pace.
Well, the problem is
I don't think you can start hard in that one. I think you literally have to think, okay, I got to do one every 4 minutes, basically.
Wait a second, too. Since we talk about inflation a lot, let's qualify the fact that a Big Mac in 1988 is a different Big Mac than
it probably was double the burger for sure. Now it's just all bun. Now it's just all bun. I feel like I could do it. I would have to.
Not only that, I mean the amount of fat that was on that thing, because both buns got the special sauce.
No, and they used to use bacon grease to cook that shit.
Exactly. I think that was the problem back then, was the fat content was through the roof.
Yeah, you're probably right. So he probably was like,
and not only that, Matt, I lost 10 cases of Heineken on it. And, but even better, there was a lot of money. And there must have been 100 people packed into the Union Station McDonald's watching this. Not only that, did he lose, Matt, but then he never showed back up at work ever again. And most of these are clerks. Let's just face it. Mostly it's a new crop of clerks every summer come onto the trading floor, right? And
looking to
they're young and they're young and dumb, and they're going to make it big. And they start off with a food contest. Unreal. Man, we got a big week. We got the Fed doing their Fed thing. Is that on Wednesday, the release? Or
yeah,
the
2-day 11 o'clock West Coast on Wednesday. We'll get the rate cuts, rate raise, nothing, whatever they're going to do. Place your bets. Volatility is super low. We've been stuck here, and this is not a bear market or a bull market feeling here. To me, it doesn't mean we can't go higher for a while, maybe through this month.
Well, why don't we jump with the NASDAQ right away and show that? I want to show the SPOOs on the weekly, because I've been talking about this momentum level weekly, definitely weekly.
The first thing I want to start with is with little Bitcoin, because is Bitcoin leading us now? I don't know. It had been.
You know what, Matt? Let me just interject here, because in the late 90s, I was in the Mexican peso pit. And the Mexican peso was an incredibly solid indicator for the stock market, strength and weakness. And when you think about people's underlying thought process of strength and weakness, they're going to get out of the thing that they're least comfortable being in first.
Right.
And so that's why I think, anyway, that it becomes an indicator. Like if you're gonna think the stock market's going to get crushed, you're going to get out of your peso position first, because
and especially since it was just 18,000, let's call it 18,000, went from 18 to 24, which is a solid 33% gain in this short period of time. So yeah, if you're looking for a spot to lighten up, or if you happen to buy here or here or here, you definitely should be taking some off. And now this isn't really bearish yet in this time frame, but if it starts getting back below 20,000, it is bearish again. So again, I'm not looking to buy it with your money or anybody else's money right now. I would continue to sell this thing any rally that came. So nothing really changes there for me. But what we've got coming, we got Google this week. So let's look at Google. We got Amazon, we got Microsoft, and we have Apple. So let's just look at the big four FANG that are coming tomorrow. It's at Google and Microsoft, I believe, after hours. And you can see here, just looking at the hourly chart on Google, that it's been struggling. I mean, it has been struggling for some time. Peaked at 152, and this is after the split. Remember, it split. What was it? 3 for 1 or 30 for 1, something like that? Because this was trading, wasn't it, around 3,000 or was it 2,000? I don't even remember.
Yeah, I think it was the two handle, but for sure a multiple of where we're at now.
It was 2,000s, whatever it was, or 25. Anyways, so 152 now is the high. We're back. This is an hourly chart, so we're just getting into kind of the value zone, and the low end down on this is $50, and this is just going back to again to the COVID low. The COVID low is back here at $50 too. So I'm again watching that on the longer term chart, Bob. Again, now you fractal out and you look at the daily, you're like, holy shite. This thing, again, and with Snapchat already saying advertisers aren't spending as much, I'm not thinking Google gets hit as much as Snapchat, but it's possible. And we've been really in this tight consolidation zone from 120 to 100 basically here for, going on a good quarter. So maybe this is the quarter. I don't know. Maybe this is the quarter that takes it, into value down.
Well,
here.
Matt, honestly, just like on the way up, congestion, rally, congestion, rally, congestion, rally. It's not rocket science here. Congestion, break, congestion, rally again into everything, all the headwinds that we're seeing. I don't see it.
And then Microsoft is tomorrow after the close also. And let's take a look at that. That's been higher, as we've talked about this name a number of times. It did get up to 350, at the end of last year, and it traded down to 241 already. And that's sitting here again at 260. This is the hourly chart. Not very bullish at all for me. It's actually below all value on the hourly. On the daily, again, we're at an area where there's some support here at 235, let's call it. But if this breaks at 235 goes, you tell me how far it's going to go. Again, the COVID low is right here at 135 on a daily chart. And this is, again, we're looking at a 10-year chart, but you gotta, again, I think that all this unwinds, whether it's this year, next year, I think it's coming soon. I think we're going to really get a sell-off here. Whether it starts now or we wait for a month, it doesn't really matter to me. I don't see these headwinds going away overall. So regardless if we go higher now for the next month, if we continue to go higher or not, I think these are just going to be better setups for all these. Apple, again, it's had a really nice run here lately. Back up, it was 154s this morning. And again, if we look at the hourly chart, everybody's piled into Apple, as you said, Bob. They ditch the shit and they buy what they think is the best. So that also tells me that we're not near a bottom, right? When this is going up, not being sold, and we bottomed down here recently here at 130 area, and that held. But again, that's on an hourly chart. So we've gone from 130 up here to 155. The high was 183. So we're somewhere in the middle of the range. And then on the daily chart, again, it's going to look the same as all these. It's going to be highly, starting to look really right-sided. And there's a lot left in this right side. The COVID low here was $53. You're $100 above that still. And with inflation and again, gas at $4.99 here this weekend. Woohoo! That's down 70 cents from where it was a month ago. It's not going down, people.
Well, again, you're still squeezed so hard. Like is the new Apple iPhone really the thing that you need?
Right, and that comes out, and that's always the fall, the release, right? So you're going to have that, but are they, that's when those numbers aren't going to hit, because what do they have in a new phone? I mean, I haven't heard any rumors about something great.
Well, what they have in the new phone is the easy application of the COVID tracker for the government.
COVID trackers, right? Well, anyways, I don't want to talk about that.
Let's play. Your COT, your CO2 monitor is in your phone, tracking everything that you do.
Amazon has been again bouncing here, and they're coming with earnings. And there's no way these guys, again, people aren't buying as much, but we're up 20% off the bottom. But again, we're below this break area that we were in for a long time. This is again post split, so the numbers are a lot smaller here. But you start looking at the daily chart here, Bob, and I mean, this can go still a lot lower, just like the rest of these names. So the daily chart, again, we're into this resistance zone right here around 100. This is where it stopped last time, before it went over 100. It paused and it battled, and then the COVID low here is 81. So we got close, but I mean, look at this balance. This balance is still strong down here. I mean, it could go to $20. I mean, anything's possible. This is a long-term chart. It's just, it's not pretty. And then the other thing I'd like to, just talk about is volatility index. Again, this has been really consolidating. It's not like we're getting crazy spikes. We're not really, even when things were rough here, this part of this year, we only got up to 38.40. We weren't seeing spikes like we saw during the COVID, move. So again, when the fundamentals start catching up to the technicals and all that, this might spike. And I just think that volatility at 23.49 is not exactly where you want to start a bull market from. You want to start a bull market from here.
Right on. No, that's again, that's the nuance that is so hard to grasp. Very hard to grasp. Matt, I got Jupiter in the background because not only do we have the Fed on Wednesday, GDP on Thursday, correct? But Jupiter goes into retrograde on the 28th. And, Mars gets all the accolades, man. Mars in retrograde, there's songs, there's poems. It gets all the accolades. What about Jupiter? I mean, it's a bigger brother. It's giant. When it goes into retrograde, it must mean more, mustn't it?
What about Venus? What about Venus?
Venus is a little pimple. Forget about it. Compared to Jupiter, I'm talking about mass here. And anyway, the astrological input at Market Vitals is telling you that Jupiter in retrograde means exaggerated moves. Matt, there's enough celestial bodies that there can always be something in retrograde. Therefore, you can always say, aha, just like multiple trend lines on a chart. You can, there it is.
The other thing that's still going on here, Bob, is we get the 2-year over the 10-year. Again, you can make more investing in a 2-year bond than you can the 10-year. So that's a bearish sign. That is a really bearish sign.
No, and I haven't looked at it, but the 1 year out, I guess we call it a year and a half, Dece to Dece in the Eurodollar complex. I told you we covered that one before because that for sure carried people out.
Yeah, here's the 2-year paying 3.02% right now, and again the 10-year is paying 2.82. So again, what's happening is if I'm an investor, I'm buying 2 years over 10 years, right? Which is not. It usually doesn't end up in a good thing in the long term.
I mean, I want to share one thing, because I can share most of the time. Right now, I can't share, but I will share as soon as I can share. Definitely driving cars in the driveway on Sundays with Davio, and that is, again, we keep paying attention. This is the SPOOs, the weekly continuation, this descending momentum level. 40.63 this week. Write it down, keep it in mind. And if somehow we are completely off base and wrong, Matt, and the market is going to have another massive bull run, what should happen is we should take out this 40.63 level, close above it, and then next week make another new high and change the slope of this this
Yeah, my
descending standard
line,
deviation line.
it's interesting. Again, different ways to get to that same number. My line's in the sand this week, by the way, bullish over 40.60. So same number as you, and bearish under 38.50. If you know, if we get a daily close above or below those numbers, that's probably going to lead to more of either, right? So if we get over 40.63, we might get to 4150 or so. If we get under 38.50, we're going to go to new lows. So
right on. It's amazing.
And honestly, I really think the Fed ultimately, the best thing for this market right now would be for the SPOOs to be somewhere down around 3,000 now, like faster the better. Then maybe you could talk about repairing, because that's about a 33% off the top, 4,800 down, right? 4,600 down to 3,000. 3,000 is like a level I think they might be able to, try to save it. But again, I don't think they're going to be able to save that either. But that's just kind of how I see it right now.
Well, for sure, I think globally, when you look at globally, and I think you shared in the network how the Nord Stream 2 is going to turn on, but only at 20% capacity for natural gas to Germany.
And I would bet they're going to shut that down too. So
you're talking about one of the most robust economies on the planet.
They've just been halted.
And they're going to have to ration power. I mean, how are they going to compete in that environment? Yeah, I know. We don't want to go. We never wanted to be that show, ever. We just wanted to talk about people that were striping it and people that are blundering on business things. But the geopolitics gets in the way.
Yeah.
It just gets in the way. That's all there is to it.
Well, and then we have, you got Al Snore out there this weekend pushing the whole climate shit again. And I'm like, dude, you've been pushing this shit for 40 years. Shut the F up. Like, I can't. And he looks like a total demon. What is he, 90 years old? Like, who cares, Al Gore? You were saying this in 1976 and you're wrong then, you're wrong now. 50 years later.
It's Al Gorleone, all right?
No, but he literally looks like an evil devil.
Al Gorleone, part of the Clinton crime.
What happened to Tipper? Did she die?
I have no idea. That's just the
tip
of the iceberg.
Did he eat her? I mean, why is the New York Times talking about cannibalism on the front page? What's going on?
Matt, now we have a full 75 basis points between DEES 22 and DEES 23. And you tell me anybody knows what's going to go on. And you're going to put in a bottom, and we're going to redefine recession, and everything's going to be okay. I'm sorry. The market is telling me that the biggest money on the planet has no idea what's going to go on here going forward. Mm-hmm. And speaking of Al Gorleone, I know you shared the article about the biggest summer ice since 2008. Right. And how 3 ships are trapped, stuck. Amazingly, too, talk about irony. All of them 2 of them are oil ships, and one of them oil tankers, and one of them is a natural gas NLG liquid, right?
Liquid natural
LNG. Yeah. 3 of them transporting massive amounts of fossil fuel, now currently stuck or needing icebreaker help to get through the summer ice. I don't know. The irony is it's amazing.
It's skating.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Matt.
Let's talk a little sports. Sports, we're in the dull zone. We got dog days of summer, summer baseball. But what do you think about, let's see, Kevin Durant, there's talk that he's going to be traded to the Celtics. They're going to pick him up for, trading their superstar that you like there. Interesting.
Man, listen.
Barkley just came out this morning. I'm going to post this here real quick because we don't care about the Bears yet.
There we go. Let's just fly the flag, because
Barkley
right now the Bears are undefeated, man.
Barkley issues an ultimatum to live. I won't be a show pony. But you throw enough money at him, he might be a show pony.
I won't be a show pony, but Bears, Bear down, Chicago Bears. We'll never forget how you thrilled the nation with your T formation. Matt, Bears currently undefeated, as are the Lions. Maybe we should make that bet right now.
Yeah.
Bears Lions number
Total
of
wins.
wins.
I'm gonna let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's go crazy, man. Let's go crazy. Let's go $100 a win over the other team.
I'm gonna hold on. Let's bring up the current Super Bowl odds. All right, this is as of looks like July 7th on this page. So
that's okay. How could it have changed that much?
Not that much, probably. Right.
Lee says the Jets were just mathematically eliminated from the playoffs.
We got the Bills at plus 600. We got the Bucks, Tommy B, 700. We got Mahomes at 1,000. We got your boy Rodgers at plus 1,000. We got Matthew Stafford at 1,100. We got the kid from Oregon plus 1,400 at coming in at 6. I kind of like that. 49ers with their new kid because Jimmy's gone. That's high to me. That's interesting. Let's see. Where do our lowly?
You got to go all the way down.
Look at that. Lions and Bears. Oh yeah, we're definitely. They're both plus 15,000. We're having this bet.
15,000 to 1. You bet $1, you win 15,000.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How could you not put $1 on it? I mean, you have to put $1 on it, don't you? Matt, I think you got to put $1 on the bottom 10.
That would include the Jets. No. And the Commanders. I mean, really, all these teams, I don't want any of these teams. Good Lord. The Vikings included. And the Pats. The Pats I like at 5,000 with Belichick and that new Mac Jones. I mean, kind of like that. Second year.
Right.
Why not?
All right, now so what is the over under on wins for the Bears? You look at the
No,
Lions.
we're just gonna have a straight out whoever wins the most games bet.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine for 100.
Yeah.
You're on. Everybody else heard it. Book that.
Book
the
that.
windows are open.
Book the
that
bet.
bet.
$100.
Book the bet. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is dog days of sports, right? And this is generally, Matt, too, the time when eating contests were the biggest on the floor, right? Because there's nothing going on. Pits were dead. You'd read 3 papers. Like, what else can we do? Oh, GRT's clerk's going to try to eat 30 hot dogs. Oh, okay. What's the line? You get in on that early and often.
Early and often. and early and often again.
Right. Wait a second. Chicago is one of the easiest schedules, right?
Yeah.
And they have one of the easiest schedules in the NFL, Matt, and their over-under is 6.5 wins.
Well, that
is how bad this team is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. It's going to be bad.
That is just brutal. All right. Cancel the flag. You notice the Irish flag behind the
I did see the Irish
flag. That's flying at Susanna Farms, Matt, there in Lake Villa, Illinois. A beautiful place in the country. All right, what else we got? Anything, Lee? You got anything? Yeah. Anything else? I need a shave. You know how the beard goes gray when you get older, man? You can't even get away with it. Just gray. Steve Bannon style, man.
Steve Bannon style. What's he going to get? Like 2 days in jail?
I don't know.
The whole thing.
Where's
Ray Epps? Where's Ray Epps?
Ray Epps is being brutalized unfairly by the alt-right, Matt, because I don't know how you spin the stuff that is captured on videotape, but they're trying to. They're trying to spin it.
This just in, terrified passengers at Love Field hiding under chairs after reports of an active shooter. I mean, is this where we're coming? This fall, winter? Is this what we're going to have?
Well, we're going to lock it down now until all the guns are turned in.
Oh, my God.
Anyway. All right. That's it. Natty up big today, Lee says.
Yep. Continued.
Continue.
Oil actually, doing okay today. Oil's green. up 2% almost, 96.40. Opened down at 93 and just has been straight up since the European Open, and we're back into balance. So we look at that a little bit. Let me just bring up that chart because I'm happy to. Why not?
Happy to share.
Well, and let me just share Lee's input here, but we I mean, look at this. We're just deciding between 90 and 100. We're in a 10-point bracket is what we are. So next move comes, I guess, one way or the other out of that.
Let me share something.
One way or another.
Let me share this because the standard deviation chart is this for me, this is fully rounding now. And if you are bullish, you better hope that they can recapture this low momentum level, 99.97, right in your bracket range there, Matt, $100. If it can't recapture that, this is a dangerous chart to be long.
Yeah, it could go again. We've talked about it. 60, 70 could come into play.
Yeah, and right now I always talk about these when they roll like this. All of a sudden, you're fighting City Hall, no matter whether it's a bull market or a bear market.
Right.
And you're fighting that slope now, and you not only you got to go ping it and take it out, but you got to stay there. So you think about the amount of volume needed to get it over there, right? The kind of market activity needed to get it back above $100, and then it's got to stay there, because if it doesn't, now you got a ton of volume that's entered the market in very weak positioning compared to the rest of that chart.
Right.
And that's another thing that develops here as people are like, oh no, it's going to 160. It's going to 160. Okay, great. But now you're long from 97 and it's trading 85. How sure are you it's going to 160?
Right.
And are you willing to buy down to your level, Matt, down into the $60 area? Anyway, you're fighting City Hall right now as it stands. Those are the facts on the ground.
Like I said, I think if we get a close over 90 by the year end, we're going to 160. If we don't, then there's a long time between August and the end of the year still. That's 5 solid months. There's a lot of trading to be happening, and we could go lower before we go higher. Why wouldn't we? Again, that's kind of the way I see it. Otherwise, you'll be able to get on higher prices still too. So I'm not worried about it either way. But here, I'm not that interested either way.
Right on.
So that's the good news, is like I have a plan, but the plan doesn't include, I don't think you have to trade everything all the time. I think you got to pick your spots and be careful and patient and wait. It's just, I think it could go lower before it goes higher, but if it doesn't, I'll buy it higher. It doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't, because I do think we're going to see those higher numbers next year. I think things are, unfortunately, due to policy.
Yeah, unfortunately, because you're right, it is a policy thing, and let's be clear, you don't get off 100 million barrels a day habit in a decade or 2 or 3. I mean, it's please. Not only that, you have the biggest populated countries in the world now are using more and more oil.
Right.
So it's a daunting task if you're a climate Nazi. Like how do you get India and China to play by your rules? It seems short-sighted.
Right.
Anyway, that's all we got. That's what we got. Please share, retweet.
The other thing we can talk about real quick, Tesla and Netflix, again, there's not a lot of follow through to the upside. They're both selling a little bit today again. And Tesla currently down $5, $8.13, not really doing much. I mean, that's nothing for this stock. So, but again, a couple more days without going higher, it's going to come back in, I think. And I think ultimately that's going to trade to 500 here in the next number of months. Netflix sitting at 220, up 11 cents. Again, move from 168 up to 230. It's either got to get over 260 or it's probably going to be done here. The more time we've spent here, and we're spending time. I mean, we've spent almost 2 weeks climbing that mountain, and now what's left? What's going to drive up Netflix? What's going to drive up Tesla now that their earnings are over? So now you're into that period of what's going to now you got to deal with the economy and what's really happening. So The lack of follow through, the lack of real serious, just feels like retail's chasing. Early shorts are covering both those things. The volume's light. To me, these are all warning nuances for me. Like I don't see us having a bullish fall. We may have a bullish August or not. Again, we've kind of talked out those lines in the sand. 38.50. If we get below that on a daily close, good night. And it doesn't matter when. So just put that in your pipe and smoke it and keep it tucked away, because when that happens.
Nobody smokes pipes anymore, Matt. Let's just
it's not true. I saw your nephew's friends. They had one when we were at the Silver Moon that Friday night.
Let me be blunt. Were they smoking a pipe, or were they smoking?
Yeah, they had a pipe,
a real pipe,
like a real like grandpa pipe.
Let me roll a blunt and.
You want to see? Hold on. Let me kind of finish on natural gas. You want to see a beautiful trendy chart? I mean, that's beautiful, Bob. 530 from early, July 4th lows, now up to 863. Holy smokes! That's 60%. 60% in about 15 days, 3 weeks.
That is unreal.
Wow. That's a trend.
All right, that's what we got, Matt. My wallet went through the wash, and as you know, my wallet is just a trading card folded in half. The good thing about that is I have more trading cards, so I have another wallet available. Hold on a second. Let me get out the old trading cards from the day. All right, HFR buying 50. How do you go up? That's what I used to say on the floor, Matt. How do you go up? Meaning, how do they punch those cards upstairs? Anyway, that's what we got. All right, Matt. Thank you. Thank you, Lee.
Thanks, everybody. We'll be back here tomorrow.